Let's take a look at models and applications. And let's write the steps down we're going to use. This is solving formulas for a variable. Now we have a note up at the top. I'm not sure if I've ever used it, but it says, at any step, combine like terms and combine numbers. That's actually anywhere in math. First step, get rid of parentheses. And this is via the distributive property. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all the denominators. Step 3. Get everything with the variable we're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. Step 4, if the variable we're solving for is in 2 or more terms, factor it out. And our fifth step and last one says divide both sides by what is in front of slash back of the variable we're solving for. Now, well, I'll get to that here in a second, but way back when, I couldn't even tell you what year it was, the science people came to our well, they're in our department, but they came to our meeting, and they said that people coming out of college algebra didn't have the analytical ability they needed to be as successful in the sciences as they should. And we asked them, well, what do they mean? And they said, well, they don't know how to solve equations. Well, we thought they were kind of full of it. We weren't sure about much else, but we were sure anybody coming out of college algebra knew how to solve these. We asked them for examples, and probably a look on our face, they probably figured, why bother? Well, that's not what they were talking about. To somebody who is science-related, this is an equation. We call this a formula in mathematics. And this is what they're talking about. Now, I came up with those 5 steps, and if you follow those 5 steps, you'll be able to solve any formula, equation you run across in a lot of those classes. It'll solve every one of them in general chemistry. Probably your beginning physics class, it'll do probably all of those. Get into Chem 1, engineering physics courses, it starts failing. You have to use different techniques there. So very important section for those going into those areas. Going to be taking general chemistry. I learned this when my wife took general chemistry, and I realized what they're talking about equations. Well, let's take a look at a problem to see these steps. Okay, so we got V is equal to 4/3 pi r squared h, and we want to solve this for h. When I say solve it for h, we won't get h by itself. So when we get done, we should have h equal something. Now I'm just going to go through my steps. First step is to get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. I do have a fraction. We do that by multiplying everything by the LCM of all our denominators. Now we only have one denominator, the 3. So multiply the v by 3. And we'll multiply the 4/3 pi r squared h by 3. Now, when I say everything, see how these are all together, multiplication-wise? 4/3 times pi times r squared times h. We're talking about items separated by pluses and minuses. They may be terms or they may not, depending upon the problem. Okay, so these 3 is going to cancel. And we got 3v is equal to 4 pi r squared h. Okay, so third step. Get everything with the variable we're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. We're solving for h. Everything with an h is on the right side, and everything else is on the other side. So that's done. Step 4. If the variable you're solving for is on 2 or more terms, factor it out. Terms are separated by pluses and minuses. This is only in one term on the right side. Last step. Divide both sides by what is in front of / back of the variable we're solving for. There's nothing after the h, but in front of it is a 4 pi r squared. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 pi r squared. I'm going to do that. These 4's cancel, the pi's cancel, and the r squareds cancel. And we got h is equal to 3v over 4 pi r squared. And that's our answer. And let's take a look at another one. We got ax plus by equal to c, and we want to solve this for y. First step, get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Don't have any. Third step, get everything with a variable we're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. So I'm going to take the ax and move it over to the right side. Remember, when you move anything across your equals, your sign changes. So the ax becomes a negative ax. So now we have everything with a y on the left side and everything else on the right side. Step 4. If the variable you're solving for is 2 or more terms, factor it out. It's only in one term. Terms are separated by pluses and minuses. Last step. Divide both sides by what's in front of / back of the variable you're solving for. There's nothing after it, but there's a b in front of it. So we'll divide both sides by b. Do that, those b's going to cancel. And we get y is equal to c minus ax over b. And that's our answer. Let's look at number 3. Now this is an item you do a lot in algebra, so you do use these steps. We've got 1/5 x minus 2/3 y equals 4, and we want to solve it for y. Very popular thing to do, because if you have it solved for y, you can graph it by plugging in your calculator. Okay. First step, get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. Well, I got 5 and 3. My LCM of 5 and 3 is 15, so I'll multiply everything by 15. So 15 times 1/5 x minus 15 times 2/3 y equals 15 times 4. Now 15 and 5 both divisible by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 3 and 15 both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 gives you 5. So 3 times 1 is 3 with an x, minus 5 times 2 is 10 with a y, equals 15 times 4, which gives us 60. Okay, that was second step. Third step, get everything with a variable we're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. We're solving for y, so I'm going to take the negative 10y to the right side and take 60 over the left side. So we get 3x minus 60 equals positive 10y. Now last step, well, the fourth step we don't have to do because it's only in one term. But our last step says divide both sides by what's in front of your y, what's in front of the variable you're solving for. So divide both sides or everything by 10. So 3 divided by 10 with an x minus 60 divided by 10 equals 10 divided by 10y, which gives us 3/10 x minus 60 divided by 10 is 6, and those 10s cancel there, and that gives us y. And that would be your answer. Now I did those in separate pieces on the left side because the book will. They put that into slope-intercept form, so that's why they do them separate. Let's take a look at another problem. Got a is equal to b over x plus y, and we'll solve it for x. Okay, first step, get rid of parentheses, don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. Now I only have one denominator, the x plus y, so that is our LCM. So multiply both sides by x plus y. And I think it's about ready to jump over to YouTube. Oh, it's not doing it today. That's good. I noticed my processing finished on what was running. Okay. So multiply this a by x plus y and this fraction by x plus y. Well, a times x is ax. A times y is ay. Over on the right side, the x plus y's cancel, and we're left with b. That's the second step, get rid of fractions. Third step, get everything with the variable we're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. We're solving for x, which is right here. So I'm going to take the ay and move it to the right side. So we got ax is equal to b minus ay. I'm watching this silly show, 2012, where the world's ending. If I just knew if it was true or not, I wouldn't be creating a video if the world is going to be ending pretty soon. But that's a fun show to watch. Okay, anyway, I get distracted easy. I don't got sound on, but I'm just watching out of the corner of my eye. Okay, so that was okay, step 3. Step 4, if the variable you're solving for is in 2 or more terms, it's not. Step 5, divide both sides by what's in front of / back of the variable you're solving for. There's an a in front of it. So I'll divide both sides by a. And these a's cancel here. And we get x is equal to b minus ay over a. And that's our answer. Now this will be a frustrating section for some because they'll do all their steps correctly, feel really good about everything because they followed the steps I gave in class. Look in the back of the book and their answer does not match. This answer you see down here, I could split that into separate fractions. Put each one of the terms up on top over the denominator. And I did that, these a's would cancel, and I'd have b over a minus y. Now this does not look like that, but they are the same thing. Neither one is more correct than the other. So if you feel really good about all your steps, you probably did it right. That's just the nature of formulas, that you won't have like one set answer. There'll be maybe 3 or 4 different types you could have. Let me save this. Models and applications. Models and applications, page 1. There we go. And then let's look at our next problem. So we got A is equal to 2bx plus 3by minus 7, and we're solving it for B. Okay. First step, get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Don't have any. Third step, get everything with a variable you're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. I'm solving for B as in Bill. So this 2bx has a B, this 3by has B. So I'm going to take this negative 7, and I'll move it over the left side. So we get A, when you take anything across equals, sign changes, so A plus 7 equals 2bx plus 3by. Step 4 says if the variable you're solving for is in 2 or more terms, factor it out. Terms are separated by pluses and minuses. This B is in both terms on the right side, so I'll factor out a B, and that leaves us 2x plus 3y. Last step. Divide both sides by what is in front of / back of the variable you're solving for. There's nothing in front of the b, but after it is 2x plus 3y. So we'll divide both sides by 2x plus 3y. So 2x plus 3y's would cancel there, and we got b is equal to a plus 7 over 2x plus 3y. And that's our answer. Okay, let's look at another problem. Let's see, we got x over y equals 3 over z plus a over b, and we want to solve this for b. Okay. First step, get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. Well, we got y, z, and b. LCM, when you got different variables, is very easy. It's just you put them all together. So our LCM is byz. So we'll multiply everything by byz. Multiply times the x over y times the 3 over z and times the a over b. Well, the y's cancel here, z's cancel here, and the b cancels here. I'm going to put these next to each other in alphabetical order. So I got bxz equals 3by plus ayz. Now let me double check that so my eyes aren't crossing. bxz, 3by, ayz. Okay. That was second step. Third step is get everything with the variable you're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. We're solving for b as in Bill, so I'm going to take the 3by to the left side, and I got bxz minus 3by equals ayz. So we got everything with a b as in Bill over on the left side, and everything else over on the other side. Step 4, if the variable you're solving for is in 2 or more terms, factor it out. Well, terms are separated by pluses and minuses, so I need to factor out a b. And that leaves us xz minus 3y equals ayz. Last step, divide both sides by what's in front of / back of the variable you're solving for. There's nothing in front of the b, but there's a xz minus 3y after it. So I divide both sides by that. By xz minus 3y. So xz minus 3y. And do that. The xz minus 3y cancels that xz minus 3y. And we have b is equal to ayz over xz minus 3y. And that's our answer. Last problem. You got s is equal to 1/2 gt squared plus vt, solving it for g. Well, first step, get rid of parentheses. Don't have any. Second step, get rid of fractions. We do have a fraction. Multiply everything by the LCM of all your denominators. We only have one denominator, the 2, so multiply everything by 2. And is that a s or 5? S. So we'll take 2 times s equals 2 times 1/2 gt squared plus 2 times vt. So we got 2s equals 2's cancel there, gives us gt squared plus 2vt. Okay, that was second step. Third step, get everything with a variable you're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. I'm solving for g, so I'm going to take this 2vt to the left side. So I got 2s minus 2vt. Remember, when you take anything across equals, sign changes. Equals gt squared. Step 4, if the variable you're solving for is in 2 or more terms, it's not, it's just in one term on the right side. Step 5, divide both sides of what's in front of / back of the variable you're solving for. Nothing in front of the g, but there's a t squared after it. So I'm going to divide both sides by t squared. So I got 2s minus 2vt over t squared equals gt squared over t squared. T squareds cancel. And we got g is equal to 2s minus 2vt over t squared. And that's our answer. And let me save that. There we go. Don't save. Okay, and I need to do one more item here. Exit out of this. Graphs of the sine and cosine functions. Save that. Okay, trig graphs of the sine and cosine function. There we go. Okay, now I can do an F10.